The last question, protection from competition, in fact, is more of an accumulation of all the other things. So what you want to look at here is how much your business model protects you from your competition. How difficult is it for competitors to get into your market or to copy your business model? So we're going to finish with a last example here, and we're going to go back to Apple again. We're going to look at the iPhone, and when the iPhone was brought to the market, it was really the technology that gave them the early lead. But today, you might even argue it's not the best phone, right? And there's a lot of ideology behind this often. But it's not the technology, it's not the phone itself that's keeping Apple ahead. Let's look at the business model for a second that keeps Apple ahead with the iPhone or with iOS in general, the operating system that runs the mobile devices for Apple. So it's not just the technology that's so powerful, it's the fact that on the one hand side, if you look at the yellow stickies, you have 400 million iPhone or iOS users that come to Apple's business model or to Apple's business because on the one hand they like the technology, but on the other hand, if you look at the orange stickies, there are 400 million. There are a lot of applications available, which is the other side of the market, which you have to get developed to the app developers. So the app developers come to this business model because there are so many iPhone users. These two things in combination, again, what you call a double-sided market, is very hard to copy. If you take Windows with Nokia together, they can't easily copy the business model, whereas they might catch up on the technology. But can they get hundred thousands of developers and hundred thousands of apps on their platform into their business model? That's the harder part. So this is a very interesting and very powerful business model. It's very, very hard to copy, and it goes in both sides, from the iPhone users towards the application developers, and from the application developers towards the iPhone users. The result of this is that today Apple earns about 70 to 75% of all the profits in this industry, though they only have about a 7% market share. That is pretty amazing, and it's a hard business model to copy. So ask yourself for your own business model now, are you protected from competition, or is it very easy for competition to enter into your market, to outcompete you, or to even copy your business model? So we looked at 7 questions. You looked at the performance of your business model in these 7 questions, and now you can ask yourself how you can improve that. But just don't forget one thing, that even if you score a perfect 10 on all of these, well, that means you have a great business model design, but it doesn't mean yet that the customers will love your value proposition, so you also need market traction. The best business models have both a great business model design and market traction because customers love your value proposition. And those two together mean wild financial success. You need a great business model design and you need market traction. And if you have a great business model design, I'm pretty sure you're going to outcompete competitors that only have market traction but didn't look at these 7 questions and don't perform well on these 7 questions.